talk about our country. Lord, I feel just the same. He speaks his mind, trying to help mankind and the people of the USA. Yeah. Oh, John Boudreaux, he got a lot to say. Oh, yes, he does. 'Cause there's a good old boy down in Texas, turning Texas blue. And there's a blue dot family in the USA. All over this world. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a blue dot family.
Damn right there is, baby, and it's time for another meeting. I hope y'all are cranked up for a meeting. Anyway, I'm glad y'all are here. It is Sunday. We get to start a whole new week again. Ain't no telling what dastardly deeds we're going to find about or exciting things. It's got to be starting a shit show. Anyway, Jeff Curry was first one to jump in, followed by Jay Clayton. Wait a minute. I'm looking at it. Jay Clayton is in Cancun to see the Dead Company. There you go, buddy. For 3 nights, Steph is listening through from Florida. She still can't log into her Facebook account because she's in jail. She may have to start a new one. She sends her love. Thank you very much. Our love back to Stephanie and Jay. Damn, son, enjoy yourself there, buddy. I like that. Richard Phillips is with us. Let me see. Nancy Halverson is here. Bart Larson, Dina Michael, and Dwayne Twizzle is here. The remixtress is with us, thank goodness. Carolyn and John Majesco, thank you all very much. I'd love to see y'all. Anyway, Destiny Phillips, Jeanette Miller is here. Watch it. That smart-ass squaw's in here again. Martha, thank you for being here. Gene Prim, Adina Michael, BW. The whole family's here. There he is. Randy Peterson. Woo, pig, buddy. We're going to get to him in just a minute. Let me see here. Jeff Curry, Bruce Preston, Ginger's Rancho. Hello, Virginia Woodley. How are you doing? Michael Johnson, Cherry P. Damn, everybody's here. Oh, to go. Man, I wish I was there. Deb Thompson is here. Shit. Hello, Miss Linda. RVW King. I have to work around construction. I know that. Anyway, Randall Smith, thank you here. Thank you, brother, for being here. Anyway, BW. What a day. I hope y'all had as good a day as I did, because I had a good day. I had a great day. I spent my day, me and Travis got up this morning and took Joe Fulton Carter over to North Shore, where the USS Lexington is parked. And we met up with Randy Peterson and had a great lunch. And Travis and Randy finally got to meet each other, and we had a great tale to tell each other. As old sailors get together, that's what we have tall tales to tell, and they will be told. And they were told, and I had a great time. Travis enjoyed himself tremendously. We made plans for the future. Anyway, it's one of those kind of days I had today that I needed. I needed to go see Randy and relax and have some nights. Well, I had catfish. You swabs had hamburgers. What are you doing? It's right here at the beach. Anyway, they had a great deal, a great meal, and we had some great conversation. I enjoyed the shit out of it. It won't be the first time. And then I came home and relaxed. I didn't turn on the damn TV except for low football. And then I laid on the floor and let 5 little kittens run all over the place. And they were having a grand time. And so was I. So I am not up on today's news. Doesn't wish to be. Yes, Tracy Tobias, it was a great day. And I enjoyed it tremendously. I needed that kind of relaxation without trying to stuff my head full of something that I wanted to talk about tonight. I just wanted to enjoy my day. And indeed I did. And thanks to Randy, we did. We had a great day together. And he's a kick in the butt. I'll tell you what, if there's anybody you ever want to meet who is just an absolute just a joy to meet. He's got an outward personality. He's just fun to talk to, and I'm glad that he found a home in Rockport. I'm glad he's enjoying the area. The last picture I seen of him today was a picture of his feet with his fishing pole propped up. I think there was a beer in the picture and the lake right in front of him. So he's happy, and he's listening in. Randy, just thank you for a great day, brother, and great conversation. Can't wait to have you out to the house. Anyway, Miss Chick, how are you?
I'm fine, John. It doesn't get any better than fishing with your feet up, does it?
It don't. It doesn't. That's it. Boom. Beer in your hand, a little laid back, and a pole in view. Now, if the fish don't bother you, it'd be perfect. You know.
Right, as long as they don't bite,
Yeah.
and disturb you.
Yeah, you have to get up and grab the pole and all that kind of shit. But yeah, I think he's enjoying himself, and I'm so glad too. Yes, Rockport is one of those little hidden gems of Texas. It's right on the Gulf Coast. And it's close enough to anything exciting that you want to do, but just tucked away in a little cove that's just perfect for fishing. So yeah, he's enjoying the life right now. Aussie Dave, speaking of water, how high's the water, Mama?
She's still up there, though. She's still up around about the 6 foot mark. It has peaked, as I said, but it's dropping a couple of inches a day over the last couple of days, which is only 4 inches. But once the wind blows from the south,
Right.
it pushes the river back up again. And, what you've lost 2 days prior comes back up again. So it's up and down, but until it gets down a good foot, the wind won't matter. But it's got to go down at least 6 foot before I am happy. Well,
Lord knows, we want you to be happy.
It's in California. Well, I want to be happy too, mate. I mean, the water's in California as well. I mean, this world is upside down at the moment. Don't ever tell me climate change is not real. This is real. What's happening
it's very real.
is not normal.
No, what we're
It's
seeing
not
across
normal.
this nation is not normal. We just saw a whole batch of tornadoes hit a whole lot more south than normal, and look at what California's going through right now. From a drought to a deluge.
It's not just the fact that they're happening. It's the fact that they're a lot stronger and a lot more damaging than they used to be.
Yeah.
You get more Category 4s now than you did before. That's a fact. You get in Australia, our summers are becoming more aggressive. Our winters becoming more tempered. They're not as cold as they used to be. I remember days as a young bloke in Australia that in midwinter, it was bloody cold. We used to get down to not like your temperatures, but we got down to 35 degrees and 38 degrees, and we thought, what is this? This is the Antarctica. And we don't see those anymore. We see, I think we get down in the high 40s, but we don't see the high 30s anymore. So the planet is warming up. There's no doubt about it.
I brag about having warm weather, but this is mid-January right now, and we had like 78 today. That's a bit above normal for us. And I'm not complaining.
Don't say that too loud. Don't say it too loud, mate.
Yeah, no, it is. It's been
you
hot
may get
down
some
here.
enemies.
Yeah. Well, that's the part of. I told my son today.
Here.
I can't do the snow thing. I just can't. I did my
But
time
there's
in
no
Alaska.
snow. You're talking about climate change, and we have no winter.
Oh, I know,
here.
but I'm saying that's how come
You guys.
That's why I
You
live
don't
down
get
here.
as much snow as you used to. I didn't used to hear you guys say, "Oh, no snow, no." You used to get snow all the time decades ago.
Right.
America in winter was a white country. It was that's a strange saying, but it certainly was. In winter, you used to get lots of snow in lots of states.
Yeah. They
Not
still do
anymore.
in some places.
Yeah, but not as much as they used to, Mitch Chick. Seriously, you guys are saying, like, I've been with this family now, 6 years or something, and even 6 years ago, snow wasn't a subject in your winter, but 6 years later we're saying, and I'm hearing you guys say, "Oh, I hope it snows tomorrow. Oh, I love the snow," and it just doesn't happen. This is This is real, guys. Climate change.
The scary part is, Dave, is we've been talking about this for a long time. A long time. And if you ask me, yeah, we're reaching what the scientists have always called that tipping point, to where if you go too far, you can't recover from that. And what does that world look like? Because we're already getting a taste of what weather can change here and around the world. So what does that look like? A downhill slide?
I believe that there is countries in the world now that didn't ever get snow that have had snowfalls. And there are countries that didn't get high temperatures. They're getting high temperatures. It's almost
look
like
what's happening up in Greenland. Greenland is
moved.
losing a lot of its glaciers. They're losing it, enough to raise the sea level at rates that high.
You go on YouTube and look at some of those glaciers that break away. It's so sad to see that water, and that's fresh water. That's going to go end up just floating around the ocean, looking for a ship to hit, another Titanic.
Yeah.
But it's breaking off more and more. The videos on YouTube are more common. So that tells you that there's more of it happening. If there's more of it happening, that's not good for us.
I agree with Josh Coggins made a comment, and the planet will be just fine. It will be here going around the sun for billions of years. Whether we'll be on it is another question.
Visitors. We really are just visitors.
The planet will be here. Whether we will be here is another question. Whether it be by environmental means or just by killing each other off. It's a scary world, whichever way we look at it. Which is why we're all here. I got to thinking today, I was going to do a video, because I usually do a video on Sundays and put it out. I didn't do one today because, I was being lazy. That's what it was. And but I was thinking in my head, well, I got no news to talk about. What would you talk about? And I was the thought that just come running through my head is why we're all here, why we're doing this concern that we have. And it sounds cliche and corny, but it's the truth. It's the concern we have for not only us and our offspring, but our fellow man and the world we live in, the environment we live in, not only environmentally speaking, but then politically speaking, or any way you want to slice that peach up, it's still going to taste good. Everybody's going to be at a piece of it, but there's so much that we're concerned about that sometimes we have to narrow it down to one issue at a time. And for the last...
How can you do that?
Yeah. Well, for the last 6 years,
do that?
It's been easy. We had Donnie to kick.
Right.
How much have we forgotten about, though?
Oh,
How much have we forgotten about over the... Well, let's take the term of Donald Trump. Some of the major events that happened within his term that he was a part of in some way, shape or form, we have forgotten about, like the George Floyd incident and how he influenced the cops to be a bit more rougher and bang their head. We've forgotten all about that. The sex island with, what's his name, that was killed in jail. We've forgotten about that.
Oh.
And there's probably, and there's a dozen more, I'm sure, and there is. But this is what happens with so much on the plate. How do you handle it? How do you deal with it all?
There's so much noise you can't hear anything.
About it.
It's
Yes.
Well, you'd like to think that we try to focus in on the big issues, the issues that have a dramatic effect on our society, whether that be in environments or in politics. Those are the things that demand our attention now. And for the last Rittenhouse, where I heard he got invited.
Rittenhouse is a classic example. 10 years ago, if that young boy had crossed state lines with a gun in his hand and shot someone, I don't care whether he was fighting for the DOJ or the Democrat, he would be in jail. There'd be no reason to shoot someone.
Now he's a hero.
You know,
to a certain
he's a hero.
Part of our population, he's a hero. This
is how you've changed.
To me, his whole story is a failure in the American family as a whole. His mama drove him there. I'm sorry.
It's bad. It's really
one of those
bad.
times I just want to slap somebody. You drove your teenage son with a weapon across state lines to participate in a mob. Great thinking there, Mom. You know, that's
And
all I
Republicans
always think of
are
that
all
shit.
upset that we're going to indoctrinate.
Yeah, we're going to indoctrinate
What are they
somebody.
doing?
They're indoctrinating them
Exactly.
with
You
a
should check-
weapon in their hands. That's what they're doing, and it's fine with them.
Indoctrinating them to religious beliefs with guns.
There you go,
Yes.
baby.
And that's
What
what, they're
could go
accusing the
wrong?
Democrats of.
You know, what could go wrong with that?
Lots.
Well, he's now going to be running for some. I'm led to believe, and it has been spoken
They
about.
won't even run for office.
He wants, yes, a sum of. They'll create, if they get back in power, they will create an office for him. Maybe the office of citizens to kill black people, whites to kill black.
It would be something
you know what I
patriotic
mean?
sounding, Dave.
Yeah,
The hero to
yeah.
protect the American, some bullshit. You know, it's a
Yeah.
selling point for them. What it
Because they
was a
know
disgusting
that-
display of what
But in the
America
meantime, they
ended
get
up
us
being.
to say his name, and that's what they
That's-
want.
they
You know?
they love
The more
it.
you say his name, the more the other side
Yeah.
likes it.
I think he's a total
That's what
jackass,
they
and
try.
anybody that agrees with what he did, in my opinion, can just, I don't know, go straight to hell and burn an attorney forever. That's a good idea. I don't really give a fuck. Because they've lost the bigger picture of what it means to be an American, what it means to be a patriot, what it means to be concerned about your fellow citizen. Oh, you'll shoot them if they don't agree with you. That's a good idea. That'll teach them how to. Yeah, it's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
You know,
don't
I'm
just
sad to say on a
decide, come on,
personal
just-
note, I'm pissed. I'm pissed because a fucking rebel flag showed back up on my street again. Are you fucking shitting me? Really?
Why?
My
Why?
son and I
What does
drove by
energize
today,
that?
and I made the comment. How can you do that? How can you in front of your own children put that flag up there and be proud of it, and be proud to proclaim to anybody that comes by, yes, I'm a racist, bigoted asshole. You know, you combine it with the other guy with the "Let's Go Brandon" signs, and you know what is people driving down my street? What do they think? They think, oh, this is a nice neighborhood, honey. No.
We're not moving in here.
No. They're thinking, stay the fuck away from this area. You know, and it saddens me. But what are you going to do? Everybody has their right to be whatever they want. If Butt Boy wants to keep flying his "Let's Go Brandon" sign, that's fine. If the guy down the street wants to fly the rebel flag, if he wants to pull the Nazi flag out, his right. I don't give a fuck. But it tells me who you are. And when you tell me who you
someone
are,
pointed
I listen.
If
Someone
that happened in
pointed out to me the
Australia,
other day that there was a yard with an American flag and a Confederate flag,
Yeah.
and it was like, well, wait
They
a
don't
minute.
understand. Yeah. That's the part that you see it down here in Texas all the time. American flag on one side of the truck, rebel flag on the other side. Really?
Right.
Really? You don't see a conflict of interest in there at all? You dumbasses? No, they don't. The irony is lost on them. They don't give a shit. They're proud to be an American, and I'm a racist American. What? Well, thanks for letting us know. You know, letting
But did
everybody
you
know.
know?
only in America,
Yes.
that happens. No
Well,
other
because that's
country
your
would accept.
right. That's your right. Your rights are
But
guaranteed
freedom
by
of
the.
speech and but it comes with responsibility, social, law, just good natured stuff. You know, it's people have put that out there. Are antagonists. They just want trouble. They are looking for trouble. I can
Yeah.
guarantee you, they're probably half of them are doomsday preppers.
They're ready for anarchy, man. They want a Mad Max society
they
where
hunger
they
for it.
decide in their neighborhood
That's
what's
what
right
they
or wrong,
want.
what's law, what's not. You
But
know,
those sort of people are throughout the whole world, John, not just in America. But the problem is
Yeah.
someone gave those people a voice. Someone gave those people the right to stand up and say, well, I can come out and say I'm a racist and be proud of it. I can come out and say I can have my M16 and shoot people, and as long as I've got a good lie, I'm not
I'm
in
good to
any
go.
trouble.
If I have an
This is
excuse,
what it's-
I was threatened.
This is it. This is it.
It
it's
is.
It's like the Wild Wild West. It's like Wild Wild West.
That's why we're here, to
1850.
try to keep it from going that far. Let me send out a thank you to Miss Jean Prim, who came in with a $10 donation and said, but if it's okay for them to shoot people willy-nilly, is it good for them too? Well, baby, that's the
Do we
part
want
I...
to shoot
Right.
willy-nilly? No.
I don't
Yeah,
think we
I
get
don't
very
think we're
far.
going to shoot willy-nilly. What I'm worried about is just, you know, and I'm a gun owner. People know that. I don't have a problem hunting. I hunt. or I used to. I'm getting too old for it now. And there's a reason to have a weapon, not only to protect yourself. I have animals. Anything happens to my donkey out there, as much as it would kill me, I would not like to see her suffer. So there are a lot of reasons to have a weapon, but we have lost. I don't know what it is. I only could sum it up this way. When I was a kid, my father was an avid shooter. I have plenty of his guns. We would go to the range, and he would sight in his rifle, his deer rifle. We'd go deer hunt. But I remember the magazine, American Rifleman, or whatever the NRA magazine is. Lifetime. My dad was a lifetime member. When you opened that up, it had a lot of gun articles, but it had safety issues, hunting safety, all sorts of shit. The NRA isn't that anymore. It became a political tool many years ago, and I think sold out. I call them the National Russian Alliance. They sell out anything for $1, and that's
it's
exactly.
a one person's money pot is what it is.
Yeah, yeah, and so, I don't know, where were we? Just this overall sense of community and
the overall sense of irresponsibility with firearms, basically. The lack of responsibility.
Look at what happened with the school teacher that just got shot.
Open carry. Open carry is ridiculous.
That's big.
In a modern day society, that's ridiculous. Because why would you
Pretty
have
popular
police?
down here, buddy.
We have police. Police, so we don't have to have open carry. That's why.
What's more is what we need besides police, Dave, is we need a society that we have faith that somebody coming down the street ain't willing to shoot up everybody. That's what we lack.
You're not going to get caught in a crossfire because people are shooting at each other.
Yeah, the good guy with the gun is going to start shooting at the bad guy with the gun, but the next good guy with the gun, he don't know which guy is a good guy. Is that a good guy? Is that a good guy? Hell, I don't know. Shoot them all of them. Whoever's got a gun, start shooting at them.
Nobody's been trained in anything except for how to shoot.
Yeah.
That's right, and that they end up. You can imagine imagine this scenario. You're in a supermarket. There's 100 people in there. A man comes in above the cashier, but there's 10 people there with their open carry guns, and they all start shooting. But all of a sudden, with all the smoke and the confusion in the area, they don't know who is a criminal anymore, and they start shooting anyone with a gun.
Well, nowadays, a prime example was just the other day.
Other 50 people with guns that the guy wouldn't try and pull the stunt in the first place.
They just had a video of a guy who came into a restaurant to rob the place. He had a toy gun. The guy with the real gun, the kid's dead. It's the society we live in. You're right. It's no different than the Wild West. It's a shootout, baby. Whoever's going to win. You don't bring a toy gun to a real gunfight, because no matter where you pull it out, it's a real gunfight. It's scary.
Well, you wait. If it carries on the same way it's going now with the same momentum, in 5 years' time, you'll be having what they used to have in the 1830s, which is shootout competitions, the fastest draw, and all that sort of stuff. I mean, I know you have that now. You've got these quick draw guys that go out there and do demos and that.
Oh, but no, nowadays it's not quick draw, Dave. Nowadays it's an AR-15.
How much damage
it's
can you
a Mac
do with
9 or some shit like that. It's a scary fucking world. Travis and I were on the way home today. We're discussing the ins and outs of life and the benefits of where we live now, and the distractions of having to live far out. We have to drive a ways to get into town, but I can't go back into a city again. I couldn't do it. Too packed. I don't want to be there.
Here.
I'm too old for that shit. I want to be out in the country somewhere where me and my donkey can just have a fine day, and my cats.
Have you got traffic lights? Have you got traffic lights in your town?
What is that?
Yes, he has to go looking for them.
Do you have traffic lights?
No. I got a four-way stop sign
I don't either.
About 5 miles from me is a four-way stop. The closest red light is probably 15 miles. Well, no, if I go over to Joe's house in Mathis, I run into one probably around 12 or 13 miles. So that's the closest red light.
My closest town with their traffic lights, and they've only got about 1, 2, 3, 4, about a half dozen. It's a major town in the area. That's about 20 miles away. But As soon as I get to a set of traffic lights and that sort of traffic situation, U-turn, I'm out of here. I just can't handle the city anymore. I go back to my country
I
town.
don't have a
I'll pay
problem
the extra
going there. I just don't
5%,
want to
you know?
stay there. I want to go in and visit and do my shit and get the hell out. That's what I want to do nowadays. But,
Yeah,
but
you
I
know,
enjoy where I'm
in
at.
In the country, you don't have to sort of go slow through the car park and go slow and wait for this and wait for that and take 25 minutes just to park your car.
Yeah.
Whereas where we live in the country, you in the shop within 5 minutes and you're buying.
Yeah.
And you're parked and everything.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know what
I
I
can
mean?
go up here 5 miles away. They recently built a Dollar General. Before that, no, it was a good, probably 15 miles into town to go to the store. So I'm glad they built our Dollar General.
It's anxiety.
Huh?
It's anxiety, John. What we suffer from is a thing, and not just us, it's anxiety.
Oh, no. Well, yeah, I call it tired of bullshit. I don't deal with bullshit anymore. I'm just done with it.
I call it, I'm old, get out of my way.
Get out of my way and get
Don't
off
wanna
of my
deal with
grass.
Don't
Hey, I was
tailgate me,
watching-
don't turn in front of me.
Well,
just
that's
stop
the
that
amazing
shit.
thing I've noticed in my old age. I have slowed down a bit. I look down the speedometer, I'm doing 65. Shit, the fucking speed limit's 75. I'm one of them people now. Everybody, get out of the way, old man.
no.
Oh, shit, fuck, I'm going slow. I don't give
I
a
have noticed
shit.
You
that
know,
lately.
I was
Yeah,
watching a
that-
doco a couple of days ago, and the odd thing was that I noticed that something that stood out and has carried through all the years. In 1898 or 1897, when they invented electricity and that sort of stuff, it was J.P. Morgan, I think, made this statement. Someone wanted money to build a place to start a generator factory to make electricity for the people, so that people can have electricity and lights without gas and oil. And you know what JP Morgan said, which is today's standard? Unless I can put a meter on it, no one gets it.
It's for
No,
sale,
really?
baby.
Unless I can put a meter on it, no one gets it.
Yeah.
So nothing for nothing. The planet gives you something for nothing, but someone says, I'm going to put a meter on it and then charge you what the planet's giving you for nothing, like oil. That's your oil. That's our
we have
oil.
really
Someone
seriously
that's
looked into
with a
solar
drill
here.
says, I've got the fucking drill. I'm drilling the hole, so you pay for what I pull out because it's your oil.
Well, now,
but
yeah.
the government doesn't want to drill the hole. I'll drill the hole. See, the government should be drilling the oil, not the fucking corporation.
Let me
If
get
the
back
government
to that
drilled all the
thought
oil,
just in one
petrol would be
second.
cheap.
Let me thank Keith Thompson, who just came in with a $5 donation. Hoorah! If the nuke missiles start to fly, kiss our Earth, planet, and those living on her will be gone. Goodbye, human race. Yeah. We start tossing nukes around, baby, it's all out the window. Anyway, back to that oil shit.
But you know what I'm saying in that statement?
I know
You
exactly
imagine
what
if the
you're saying, but
government-
here's what pisses me off, Dave,
If
is
the government drilled the holes and made the oil come up, you would
Our
have
money.
oil for 10 cents a
that's
gallon.
our oil. That's what pisses me off. Is every year the government sells leases to oil companies to drill on public land. Okay, leases last forever. Doesn't mean they have to drill on it. They have the lease now for the next 20, 30 years. That's their property. Nobody else can drill on it. To me, that's such bullshit. It's public land. That's public oil underneath it. And you're right, Dave. If we had a government-operated drilling company, we could just stick it down there, suck that shit up, sell it on the open market, and all our deficit would be gone. We'd be flush, just
Yes.
like the oil companies are, with the fucking
Just
oil.
But do we
just
really
like
believe
Arabia,
that wouldn't be
just
corrupt
like the Saudi
too?
Arabians.
Yes, exactly, Dave. Thank you. What's that, Miss Chicken?
I said, do we really believe that if the government did it, it wouldn't be corrupt?
Well, no, there would be corruption as with any
there is.
law. Yeah,
Well,
there'd be.
yes.
Yes, there's corruption anywhere you put big money. But the general idea, that's what's always pissed me off, is because we sell leases on public land for drilling. That's public oil underneath there. No, it's not. It's whoever gets it out. Well, it's our fucking oil. And I remind everybody, it doesn't matter where they poke the hole in the ground at. All of that oil, every drop of it, is sold on the open market. So we
Yes.
pay what the market
You-
is. Not, we're not getting
Okay.
American oil for cheap. No, that's not the way this works, baby.
You
There's
don't go
money
to
to
the
be
Russian
paid,
oil
and oil
is
companies
the
don't give a
American
shit
oil
what you
only.
pay in marks, francs, pesos. It
The
doesn't
way
matter.
it should work is the government says, okay, you got the drilling rigs. How much a day to drill? You are
We will
our
contract
employee.
you
We
out.
will hire you to drill the hole for us. And that oil, our oil you pull out, you only be paid for drilling the hole because what you're doing is drilling the fucking
Exactly.
hole.
Exactly.
And we will sell the oil and market the oil.
And the oil and the profit
That's
from
it.
that would go into the general fund to help all
Correct.
Americans. But that's
For
not the way the
free
game is
medical,
played, baby.
For free everything that Mother Earth is giving you.
And believe me,
don't
oil
even
down
need
here
the
in
oil,
South
John.
Texas, this is major business here. This is Texas, baby. It's all about oil and gas here. That's how come we're getting a new bridge. We were talking about that today, not because our old bridge is about to fall down, which it is. We need a bigger bridge because they just spent 5 or 6 years building a huge, did I say big, refinery down the ship channel, and they got a lot of product there. They need to get the hell out of there, so they need to get big tankers in, and that's why we're getting a new bridge, not because of the people's safety.
But that guy that dredges that channel out, he doesn't own any of that channel. What comes out of the channel? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Same as your companies.
Yeah. No, I fully understand. I fully agree. It's a bullshit. It's a rigged system. It's what it is.
And
You know.
why is it rigged? Because of what we talk about, corruption. and greed.
Yeah.
Well, and same with the military and all the other ones.
Yes, you're right, Miss Chick. The military budget, the defense budget, Jesus Christ, it takes up damn near half of our GDP, if not more.
Yeah.
And we are the most powerful by 100 times than any other nation on this planet. But the machine has to be oiled. It has to keep running. So like I said the other day, it doesn't matter how many tanks we have that are sitting out in the field rusting away because, hell, we built them. Now we're just going to park them until, hey, we go to war. But you got to keep building those tanks. But then there's a whole other side business. Those tanks sitting out there, well, they're corroding. Well, you need to bring them back in here, and we need to decorrosion that and fix everything on it and get it back, and then we'll put it right back out. It's a business, baby. And I'm just looking at tanks. You can look at that a lot of different.
They can make as much money if they start building solar stuff and wind-powered stuff because that is the future of the world, not war. War and weapons are not the world's future.
It's what's going to kill us.
Free energy is the world's future. You free up the money from the people to spend all that money on their power bills. Where's that money going to go? It's going to go into the shops. You know what I mean? So there's a benefit from going to free energy or cheap energy from the planet.
Well, going to
because
cheap
of
energy
that free cash.
is not that cheap, Dave. As I am finding out, for me to go solar at my house, total
A big
cost.
investment.
Oh, it's about $185,000 worth of an investment over a 25-year period. That's
Okay,
what
you
a
want
solar
the full
system would
You want
cost
the
me.
full battery system. You want the solar panels, you want the batteries, you want the inverters, you want the whole
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
game plan,
That's the
right?
whole
I
9
can
yards.
understand that. Yeah, I can understand it. But the thing is, in Australia, the government give you rebates. Any person that puts solar panels on his roof and all that sort of stuff, the bill of $3,500, it's about $3,500 to put a 5.5 kilowatt system up on your roof. The government give you back about 2/3 of it in grants. 2/3.
Okay, here's what I'm finding out is down here I got a quote, and what it is they look at your meter usage. How much power are you using? Wow, how much is your bill every month? Okay, they look at that, and then they base your payment for this new system on that bill. So they pick the highest amount that you pay, which for me is $475. All right, that's what my payment's going to be for the next 25 years solid. I can't do that. You're signing contract to lock yourself into a contract for 25 years at $475 a month, and we'll put you a system up there that you won't have to pay an electric for. Well, what happens if a hurricane comes and
And
all of a sudden?
25 years from now,
Yeah,
it's all going to need
it's
maintenance.
yeah. So, there you go in a heartbeat. But anyway,
25 years from now, the technology would have been more advanced. That system would be antiquated.
hello, Miss Linda.
You muted. Muted.
Uh-oh, Miss
Hi
Linda.
there, Linda. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, darling. How are you?
I'm here to speak 3 ways.
I was having a chat with Miss Linda before the show. We were discussing world issues and stuff. That's what we were doing. Yeah, solving the world's problems. Anyway, Mitch, are you with us?
Hello.
I think so.
Outstanding, outstanding.
Hello, Mitch.
Hello, everybody. Hey, what's up? Good to hear you all.
Did
Yeah.
anyone notice this week that Glenn Kushner and what's the black guy with the African afro hairdo that gets on MSNBC and CNN and talks about politics? He's probably in his 60s. They both took shots at Merrick Garland this week, big shots. There seems to be a bit of a backlash. Is that what's happening over there at the moment? What's Garland's position at the moment in the eyes of American people?
Garland was put into a position of he couldn't do anything else but assign a special counsel to the Biden case. He had to. Anything else the Republicans are going to politicize this as much as they can anyway. So if Merrick Garland had not appointed a special counsel, the Republicans would be screaming about, look at the difference here, look at the difference. So by him doing special counsel, he's actually taken the Trump case out of his hands and put it in Jack Smith's hands. And now with her, he's going to take Biden's case, and his hands will be there when the investigations are done and recommendations are made. Then a decision's going to have to be made. We're all looking at this. Everybody's looking at it. Every time they say, oh, Joe Biden had another document. Oh, shit. But I have faith that we're looking at intent. And I don't think Joe Biden had ill intent keeping documents. How did they get there? Should they have been there? No. Were they done with malice? No. In forethought? I don't think so. Donnie Boy, on the other hand? Oh, yeah.
John Bradabo.
What's going on, Mitch?
If any person in the world other than Joe Biden did this, they'd run him up the flagpole like old glory. And it really speaks, if nothing else, to the sad state of affairs of the American government, where now we can safely assume, and you might agree with me or not, that every politician that has access to classified information is liable to be abusing that information. And there's none of this, oh, it's this side versus that side. This is an all
Mitch,
everybody.
I agree with you 100%, and here's why. They all get information. They all have the potential to do great damage to this country. Do they do that? I don't think so. For the most part, on a global scale, what they do is get wealthy with the information they have, and that's on both sides. And that's but what are you going to do about that? That requires passing a law.
Well, here's the problem. When you say, "Oh, shame on Donald Trump," it kind of takes the edge off it when you realize that this might be far more common than our friends in the national intelligence sphere are letting on. I have a suspicion, just a suspicion, that there are hundreds and thousands of unaccounted documents that are clearance documents, secret, top secret, whatever, that are missing. Just like every time they audit the Pentagon, they have to readjust the $2 trillion because it's missing. So I want to know, why are these documents even out of the building that they're supposed to be?
Exactly.
How in the hell did that happen? And I can tell you.
And how could he have them for so long and nobody noticed? Every one of those documents have an origin.
I have a theory on all that.
when those documents were found in his house, you explain to me why every politician in America didn't go into the and say, "Oh my God, Trump just got mailed with documents. We better make sure we don't have any either." So, really, it's just brazen disrespect for America.
Isn't
It's
isn't that what the skip is for? The skip?
and I
Isn't
can
that what
tell
they
you,
have a skip for?
I hope that we don't want to pretend that Merrick Garland is going to be the answer to all our problems, because we're going to be sorely disappointed. I have very little faith. I have really I do not
No
trust
faith.
him. And I'll tell you why. Because Merrick Garland only came on the scene when the first time that he came on the scene was in consideration for replacing a different, when Sotomayor was brought to the court. He was under consideration but rejected as being too conservative. Then he came back again and was appointed, as you know, late in Obama's term when McConnell sandbagged him. The only reason Obama appointed Merrick Garland is because it was a conciliatory act towards the asshole Republicans, an act of, I consider it a white flag in the face of mounting pressure to get someone into the Supreme Court. Obama's biggest failure was nominating Merrick Garland, and then McConnell checkmated him, fully checkmated him, and we couldn't make a case good enough for a justice that we thought was too conservative, too weak, and kind of a ladder climbing ass kisser.
That's
like
what
it
I don't
turns
want to
out.
forget is the way the Republicans acted in the last year of Obama's when he did not allow that nomination to go through. I mean,
After Merrick Garland sat for 4 years during the Trump administration, he was put forward as the Attorney General just to be a fuck you to the Republicans and for no other valid reason. And that was wrong. That was the wrong thing to do. So now we're going to pay the price.
Yeah, it was a weak thing to do.
It was weak and conciliatory, and I think in a lot of ways, I'm not trying to be overly critical of President Obama, but I think it was one of the things that he got completely wrong. And he in a lot of ways, is the one who caused the court to be the way that it is.
And here we are with it, though.
Here we are.
We got to see something move on this because the American, I don't know, society as a whole, this has turned into such a ball of wax, and now we have 2 cases of documents behind you, so we'll have a mudslinging contest on both sides. But where does that leave the American people as far as justice goes? Justice being delivered, because we're all witness to.
Came out.
Go ahead.
Obama came out today and said. Today Australian time, which was probably your tomorrow, which was my yesterday. Fuck it, anyhow. Obama came out and said if Biden had, as vice president, documents at home, they would not be very confidential documents. They may be documents from the skit, but they would not be as confidential.
Well, now there's the
Trump,
difference I'm looking at. Do I think that the documents that Biden had are commensurate with what Donnie's
Are they
had?
worth money?
No.
But let's be very clear. We don't know what the documents are.
No.
We're only speculating, and that gets us nowhere.
Well, that's true.
Well,
There has
that
been
one
some
of them-
leaks. We know one of them, documents that Donnie had to do with a foreign nation's nuclear capabilities. I understand that was Canada.
And Bo's death.
And I don't know who leaked that. I mean, like I said, I don't know. Grain of salt.
There was a file of documents or letters from other world leaders. There were, I don't know why they're classes should be read as a gift, but they were all condolences letters, and that's what Biden had.
Like I say, I'm not saying no, any documents that either one of them had, they shouldn't have had because we have a system that says that's not allowed. So
Now,
none of
the only
documents.
theory I have on why Joe might have had some documents, granted he didn't have 15 boxes worth, we don't think.
Yeah, so
but,
far the number is much smaller.
The day they switched administrations, inauguration day, they usually have a certain amount of time to clear their stuff out. And da da da. No, Trump didn't allow for that day. I swear he gave them like an hour.
He thought right
And
up
so
until the
they
last moment he was going to
started
stay.
moving and pulling and grabbing to get everything out.
He didn't start
And
back until
I'll
January
bet you
5th.
some things got overlooked and pushed into the wrong box.
Mm. Well, that's going to be the
literally
tale,
a shit
baby.
show.
You know, I think it's afterwards, the reaction to Joe Biden is, and again, we're just finding out a whole lot because some of them were discovered right before election. And we're just finding out about it now, but
Yeah, they held back on their
yeah, you know,
disclosure of it,
so,
and that's not necessarily good either.
no, that's not good. You shouldn't, you know, be casting stones if you're not willing to put that out there immediately, which is what he should have done.
I'm gonna make grilled cheese.
You're going to make a grilled cheese.
Yeah.
Make me one
Oh, I'm
too.
sorry. I thought I was muted, John. God damn, I'm sorry. I'm talking about grilled cheese.
How's Julie?
Are you gonna have tomato on that grilled cheese?
She's back to normal. I mean,
Good.
everybody's
Tomato
Good.
grilled cheese.
home from the hospital. So if you see Barry Goldstein, Dr. Barry around,
Good.
send him whatever passes for goodwill to him. He had a quintuple
I can't believe
bypass.
that shit. Jesus, man.
Quintuple, that's
Next thing you
five.
know, he's going to be out running marathons or some shit.
You only have 5, so he
Ever.
got the world record.
He's got all of them, baby. The old
Yeah.
Record for
Well, good.
bypass.
I hope he just feels great. I hope it improves his health tremendously. And
I
I,
hope so.
I have a feeling it will. All that
I'm
blood
gonna-
flow.
Yeah.
You know.
We had 5 clogged up.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Next week, I'm
Feels
gonna
much better.
You're going to do what next week?
I'm gonna go head out and see him.
Oh, good.
Well,
Well, give him the Blue Dot family's best when you do.
I will.
All right. Well, give Julie. Did you say you was leaving to go make a sandwich?
I go nowhere. I'm just gonna mute for a little while. Let somebody else yammer.
Oh, you're welcome to hang
There
right
you
there.
go. John, before we go any farther,
Uh-huh.
we've got some family business to deal with.
We do?
Uh-oh. What did I do?
Well,
Uh-oh.
At the
Do
very
we have
end
to
of the
whack
last
anybody?
show,
Do we have to get the ruler
No.
out? Okay.
well, we can smack you, but no. At the end of the last show, there was one last ding, and we couldn't see what it was. But it was a new Patreon member,
It
Jay.
was.
J.E. Blinn, came in as a $2 patron.
He did indeed. And
Cool.
David Billing is one of our Patreon members then. And yes, we've had some recent activity on our Patreon. And I appreciate that tremendously. Always welcome.
And I have one other item.
What's that?
Have you talked to that filthy mouth liberal lately?
Andy?
Yeah.
Not voiced. No. I've seen him posted a few things online, but I haven't talked to him lately.
Have you looked at his video that he posted just 3 days ago?
No.
What
I'm
he posted
sorry.
where? On the
Yeah, he posted a personal video 3 days ago on his Facebook
No,
page.
I have not seen it, darling.
And
Didn't see.
Oh.
I want to see if I know Bernie's on YouTube, if she can find the link to the GoFundMe page or not.
Uh-huh.
But what has happened is, because Amy can't work,
Right.
she's just too absolute sick to work. She has lost her health insurance,
Oh no.
Mm-mm.
so now she can't pay for her medications.
Shit.
So he started a GoFundMe page.
Catch
No,
22.
no, he just went on and he was just so absolutely destroyed by this
Oh, man.
information that he needed to express himself, and it made me want to cry.
Boy, honey.
In this world of ours, in this country of
Indeed,
ours,
baby. Indeed. Every day.
that we can't get health care the way we should, and when it comes down to you absolutely need it, it's life or death. Nope, you can't have it. Are you kidding me?
Especially with your
Are you
insurance
kidding me?
through your employer and you can't work, so you get fired and you don't have any insurance. That sucks.
Poor,
Yeah,
hungry, and needing a job.
That's wrong.
It is wrong. It is wrong.
It's wrong.
It's down
But
there.
anyways, if we can repost the
I'll
GoFundMe,
go
and if
look at his
anybody
video.
has it in their heart to donate in there, that would be great.
You bet. And yeah, thanks to Gail Mitchell, I found out what happened. Where's Buddy? I need to call him. I might try to call him. He's in a nursing home now. So, you know, life is getting tough for a lot of our boodots.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. Oh, baby, every day. Every day. And if it weren't for y'all, on that note, let me thank Keith Thompson, who came back in with another $5 donation and said, our tax money for M1 and 2 Abrams tanks left in the field. Thousands of aircraft being abandoned in Arizona desert. What the fuck? Yeah. Welcome to the world of contracts.
Money
It's,
just sitting there in the desert.
It's
It's
just like there's so much money in the American economy that what's happening is that the person in charge of the purse says, well, it's okay. Mate, give us another 1,000 tanks. Give us another 1,000 planes. We'll just put them and park them behind the other ones. Because you're our mates and we're all the same. And we want to keep the money in the wealthy side of America rather than give it to the people that make it and earn it.
Indeed.
The greed is just, it does make me sick. And there's other political leaders in the world would feel the same, that do look after their people. There are countries that do look after their
Yes,
people.
they provide health care and seniors
and provide
care when they get older.
and give them shares of the oil that comes out the ground or the gas.
Yeah.
There's a couple of
Alaska
countries-
gets a little taste of that. Their citizens get a little bit of the money
It seems
each year.
to be that anything that's
Yeah.
on the top, like the cream that the country earn, all that cream is going into the pockets of the rich people because they think they fucking earned it.
Well, you know,
And
it's
that's the
always
problem.
been that way, but not to the degree it has been taken to now. All right, the disparity between what the guy on the floor is making and the guy and the CEO in the office is making.
I'm
That
out.
disparity.
I'm out.
You're out. You're out.
No, Todd, you're out. Okay?
Well, before you go, I want to thank Mitch Goldstein, who just came in with $5 and said, Bernie, 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 Bernie.
Yes,
Yes,
I
yes,
love
yes,
it.
yes.
I love Bernie.
Love him.
I wish he's the first one I voted for in the primaries, and that's who I wanted. Because I want that progressive world that he dreams of.
If we had Bernie Sanders, we wouldn't have people who are going broke for paying for health care.
Yeah.
We've
Exactly.
got to do this now.
Yeah.
We don't have time.
We're running out of time for a lot of us. And let's face it, I'm not going to ever see universal health care. I'll be dead before that happens. But if we don't work for it now, we're condemning our future generations to the same bullshit. Have you got enough money to save your life? No? Well, too bad getting that line over there behind the dead guy.
Is the middle class. That came here, what we know as the middle class. People who can have a job and live comfortably, not need to boil their own water, all these wonderful conveniences that we have. That came out of the economics of the middle class. Before that, it was rich people and poor people. That was it. There was nobody in the middle. Maybe mobsters.
And we have a middle class, but it's harder to get into it now. Look at the amount of money you have to make just to be into that middle class shit.
We do not have a middle class, and I'll tell you how I know this. Because you could graduate June this year with a degree from whatever the top with a degree from Harvard in anything you want. And I guarantee you could not buy a house in the United States
No.
within 5
No.
years of you getting.
And a lot of college graduates you can find working at McDonald's.
Well,
It's sad. There's I don't know what the answers are, but I sure have a lot of questions of why we can't have it better. I think on the education part, I've said it before, I think we should have college education at the community level all the way. It should be free. You should not have to worry about paying for your books or paying for this, that, and the other. We say college education is necessary in today's market. Well, then raise that from high school into
That's
college.
what it should.
You know,
It should go through it.
because we're falling
Until
behind
you
on a lot of
improve the
shit in
standard-
America. We are not the cream of
Until
the
you
crop
improve
for
the
education
standard-
anymore.
No, we're not.
Until you improve the standard of your senators, both sides, in the White House, people like allowing George Santos to be there and saying that's okay, you're never going to have a change. Because if you can't effectively fix the White House, you're not going to fix your own problems.
Well,
And the White House is what's fucking you. And the thing is, will you
We
allow
gotta
people
vote
like
for the
George
right
Santos
people.
to walk around the White House like a king shit, like he's fucking earned the job, when we all know he's full of shit?
see,
nothing's
I
gonna
live
change.
life trying hard to be an optimist nowadays. But let me tell you, there is a pessimistic side of me that just kicks my ass.
You got a troll.
We got a troll. Oh, how you doing, asshole? You're late for your
We
QAnon
do?
meeting. They lose track of the QAnon time meetings, and then they stumble around somewhere, and they gotta, I don't know, show their ass or something to make, look at me, I'm Sandra D, whatever. Where were we? I was distracted by a troll. Ain't that some sad shit? What?
Where's this
We're
troll?
talking
Let
about-
me at him.
Yeah. You go get him, love.
47th. Jerry Wallace just put, we're 47th in education around the world. That's not a good number. We're not the top of the list anymore on a lot of things, if we ever were. But I can tell you, as a society, we're not the top of the list for their population being taken care of. Are you shitting me? No. France, a lot of countries overseas have much better systems for their society than we. Ours is all just based on, oh, you got the money. If you ain't got the money, well, tough shit. That's our system here, and it's just not healthy for a society. There's too much suffering. And what
Pat
we're
Hunter.
talking, huh?
I'm just going to say, no, I'm sorry, I thought you'd finished, but Pat Hunter said about Mitch's comment, why do we allow them to police themselves? Exactly.
Therein lies
The
our
oversight committee seems to be corrupt. You know
We
what
are
I mean?
the
course.
pessimistic side of me is thinking we're never going to get shit done because we're asking people to vote for things that's detrimental to their own fortune. The Congress.
Exactly.
They're not going to vote for term limits. Are you shitting me? They're going to get in there for 20, 30, 40 years. How old? Until you die. It's about the money. There ain't a poor congressman anywhere. You get in there, all of a sudden that information you're getting at committee meetings and all that other stuff, that's inside information, buddy. You can make money on that shit. And they do. And then what? Even when they leave, they're looking at K Street. They're looking at being a lobbyist for somebody or some shit. They're set for life.
Or they don't need to work. They've made so much money.
Why give a shit about your constituents? Give a shit about the ones that are paying the bills, the ones that are getting you reelected, the big donors. That's who you take care of. You take care of the big business that got your ass in there. And all them other people, well, smile.
And those
for 'em.
are the oil
Hug their
industry
babies.
and pharmaceutical companies and military industrial complex. Let's go on
It's
and on.
it's a
the same
continuous. It's the same thing as the
band
public
of
oil
bandits.
under the ground that belongs to us, but we just let them have it and go. Oh, well, they got it. They got it. So nothing we can do now. It belongs to them.
Why should I even go to college and spend all that time and energy? All you have to do to become a millionaire is become a total slut for Donald Trump,
Oh, that'll work.
like Marjorie Taylor Greene,
Oh,
or
paying
Laura
good, I bet.
who are both now millionaires.
There you go.
Millionaires. $41 million.
You tell me Marjorie Taylor Greene was on the road to making $1 million and being a millionaire before she became a congresswoman?
She's fucking.
No.
Sorry, trailer people, but in the old days, she's classed as trailer trash, and that's what she was.
She's a just I could almost see just about every ad she ran when she was running for office had some vehicle or some sign that said socialism, and she would whip out her big 50 caliber and aim it in over there and then blow it up, thereby getting everybody's vote. It's ignorance.
Well, we know.
Her
We all
and
know the
Bobart,
Simpsons,
Matt
don't we?
Gates. Come on, give me a break.
Remember the
You're a dog
Simpsons?
and pony show.
The Hillbilly family in The Simpsons. What's the Hillbilly family? It's got all the kids. She's like the wife of that guy in the Hillbilly family.
What
I
really
don't
disappoints me is they reelected her. Okay, I was giving you a shot, and I think it's Georgia's 14th district. It's right
That's
up there at the top, near Tennessee and I think Alabama. But she was elected, okay, on a wave of whatever the fuck, I don't know. But then to get her reelected after she has been in the news for what? Being a dick, and she's a woman. So, you turned around
They
and
got a
reelected her.
word for female dicks, but you don't like to use it.
Yeah, well, and I'm not either. But, yeah, she's a dick. Same way with the rest of them over there that just want to, make noise. Be somebody, look at me, I'm Sandra D, I'm a shiny object. Look at me, I say outrageous things. Do they do anything for their constituents? Hell no.
And let me tell you, you remember the elder times when we had like Howard Stern and those shock jocks, and that's on Rush Limbaugh, probably the most useless piece of shit that's voice ever went over the radio.
I believe that to be a fact.
And talk about even back then that media was going to be abused, and we were absolutely right that we knew that social media was going to be abused.
Oh yeah. Oh.
And we've seen it play out right in front of us.
Again, it's all about money.
And then you see someone like Elon freaking Musk. What the fuck is going on there?
What is going? That guy should have stayed with rockets and cars.
Dude, this guy lost more money than the gross domestic product of 44 countries.
Why am I smiling when you say that, Mitch?
But he'll just make it back again.
No,
That's what he does.
No,
I don't think he's going to make that much kind of money back.
I don't know.
What did he lose? How much did he lose, Mitch?
Oh,
he lost $46 billion in one week. He lost.
That's with a B, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's with a B.
With a B.
Billion, not million.
46 billion in 1 week.
What about Santa? Shirley Tallman Bernard wants to know about Santas.
Yeah, what about Santa?
Oh, there's a whole conversation.
I think the clock's ticking for him.
I think it is too. As well it should be, but he's only one of a bunch of them that should be gone out of there. But he's made himself a target. And they'll deal with him in some way. He's being defiant. He's just outright saying he's staying for 2 years, kiss off. And
that's his little Trump play. I'm going to pretend that I'm just like Trump.
McCarthy, he's got to hang on to him because he can't afford to lose that vote. And McCarthy's got his thumb right over Santos. You make one move out from what I tell you, I'll throw your ass out of here. Kevin McCarthy could do that. He could put it on the floor for a motion and get support and have his ass removed maybe. But he ain't going to do that because he's got him right where he wants him, squirming under his thumb. So he knows there's a solid vote, no doubt about it. So.
In Australia, if we had a politician that done one of those things, he would be pulled out. He'd be withdrawn. His own party would have him fronting them, and he would be replaced.
And there are some Republicans calling for him to resign.
Because we've had senators here. We've had senators here that have had affairs, that were married, had affairs outside their relationship, that were replaced because there is a thing called a code of conduct, setting an example, and so if you've got criminal activity happening at the highest point or immoral behaviour, it is going to transfer down to the people. Of course. If you went to high school and your headmaster was a swinger and all the teachers were swingers, I guarantee you half the students would be swingers. So this is what the problem is, guys. And when you allow Santos says, I said before, once that behaviour is accepted as being okay, it's cool to be in the White House as a fraud. Nothing's going to change
The
for
place they're
America.
going to get Santos is going to be in the finances. Somehow he's going to have to account for that $700,000 that he loaned to his campaign, considering he wasn't making that much money before. So the question is, where did all the money that he got for his campaign, that $700,000 especially, where did that come from? And
He loaned it to his own campaign.
Yes, he loaned it to his own campaign.
But yet he really didn't have money, so
I think
somebody
he was
gave
making
it to him.
$55,000 a year. Is what the number I think is stuck in my head. You know, so how
He
do you
didn't
go
take
from
out any loans.
no loans? Just all of a sudden, you know, I guess it was all that experience they had working for who was Goldman Sachs. Yeah,
or
Goldman
something, yeah.
Sachs, and yeah, he probably got all that insider information and just made a boatload of money on that. Yes, you're right, Tracy
Hey,
Device.
guys.
He's a blatant criminal, and
Can I ask you, sorry, go on,
No,
finish
go
what you're
ahead.
saying. I want to know, I know that someone's come out recently, Peter Stroke has come out and said some facts that have upset a few people. Do you know what he said? I haven't got far into it yet.
That
but
who said?
I've got a couple of Peter Stroke, that guy, the old FBI agent. Peter Stroke.
Oh
or
yes,
Strokes?
the guy that was accused of having the affair with the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Apparently he's made a statement and has set some fireworks amongst the GOP. So I'll have a look at that. But it's just come up as a little news headline on my news feed that he has put a cat amongst the pigeons and all that sort of stuff. So we'll see.
Don't see anything.
But apparently, why these people speak up now? I mean, all these people that have written books that talk and they come out after the fact.
Oh,
After
you
the
shouldn't
fact.
be. Yes. Shows you the real concern
Yeah.
for our country is when they know something.
Yes.
What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of what's his
They
name?
value,
Guy
they
with the
put a
great big
price on
mustache. John Bolton, who waited to come out with
Yep.
his book, had a whole lot of information about Donnie that we all know now is, that was a bunch of shit. And he waits to put it out in his book. It's just sad. I'm not being observant. Let me fix that. There you go. Yeah, it's, Keith, I'm sorry I didn't see your hand up down there. Get your butt up here, buddy. There he comes. He's going to come.
Come on, Keith.
There he is. Hello, Keith. Are you with us,
Gotta
Keith?
unmute,
You
bud.
got yourself on mute, buddy. And we're sitting here waiting to hear your handsome voice.
Okay.
There it is.
Hey, everybody. Best
Hey,
wishes. You know, I was just kind of looking at some stats.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
That doesn't bode well.
Pray tell.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's start off with Dickhead Trump.
It's always a good place to start. I like, yeah,
Okay.
that guy.
Then we have Matt Gates,
Oh, another guy I hate.
Jim Jordan,
Oh, Jack.
Louis
Jack.
Gohmert,
Yep. Don't forget Louis. Oh, you had to throw him in.
Obama,
Damn, Ted Cruz.
George Santos, Marjorie Taylor Greene,
Oh, it's a clown car.
Louis Gohmert, and
Does that not sound like a clown car of all the news stories that have been in the news for the last several years?
do
Oh,
you
wait, he said Obama in there.
I heard that.
Do you see this? They are stealing us blind.
They're trying to steal this country. They're trying to steal.
They've made the government a money machine for
Yes,
them.
it's a money machine, and you don't count anymore. They're
No.
trying to figure out a way through either changing the voting laws or who can vote or all this bullshit that they can control who is in office. They don't want a democracy. They want a Mitch, what's the word? Damn it.
Autocracy.
Like a theocracy.
You want basically a fascist theocracy.
There you go. Thank you. Fascist theocracy. Yes. It's about money and religion, baby. You know, that's what it is. Business and religion runs. Are we far from that right now? No. No. Who's running the government? If not the wealthy and religious influences. That's the road you're going down. You know, with everything else that we get distracted by, everything from the annual budget that we're fixing to go through, the deficit thing here to oh my God, to school shootings. It doesn't, you know, it's everything in between. It's easy to control the masses. They're busy.
Yeah, when you use religion, it's easy to control shit.
Shit, yeah.
And when you stymie the education system so that they don't know any better.
Hey, you hold up a cross and then throw in the American flag and an eagle flying by and some nice patriotic music, baby. You've got a whole big portion of this population running right to the yes. You know, I'm an American. No, you are in the sense of where you were born. Are you acting like it? No. You. It's like they missed the whole concept of what this country was built on.
My parents fucked here too.
Huh?
My parents fucked here too.
Yep, my dad fucked here too. Yep, that's about it. Coming in through the southern border, no, get the fuck out of here. You weren't fucked here.
Things changed after the Evangelicals and Pat Robinson and his universities took over,
Oh, Lord.
and how they have changed not just American politics, but the hatred that is going on in this country. That is Pat Robinson's doing.
You know, the evangelical right,
Yeah.
to me, is a scary group. You know, I wholly believe in, you know, that to me it's, why are you complaining about Sharia law when you want to do the same thing here, just call it something different? You know, it's I don't know, I think we all want a utopia, that most of us here, that we want a free, open society, that if you know, the one we live, it says that you're free to worship in any religion or not. But there's a whole group of people after that or not people. You know, it's, I don't know. I hate talking about religion because I don't like it. I like the concept. You know, it's a wonderful concept. Thou shalt not do this, that, and the other. Let's all be good. Be kind to your fellow man. Take a quarter of the field for the poor. All of that sells real good. Do we do it? No. No, we don't do that. So until you start doing that, I don't really want to listen to your other bullshit about whatever your religion is griping about. You know, you're not doing the Lord's work in my book. If you're pounding on a thing trying to convince people if you don't donate, you're going to hell, well, I think you're missing the point.
Let me see where that says that in the
Where
book.
thou shalt donate every time thou come in the door. You know,
I thought the book said that Jesus threw out the money lenders.
He did. He did
I don't
indeed.
remember in any Bible passage or any part of any Jesus movie I've ever seen that then hand the plate around.
You know,
All they did was
again, I
hand food
caveat
around
this
and
with the
share
fact
their
that
food.
y'all know that when we do, when Daryl Heimness gives those turkeys out, that's where I go, because it's a local thing and it's a local community, and I think they can do the best. I
Well,
don't
in the
know.
floods over here,
if all religions
people
were,
helping out.
Called being a good Samaritan.
there you go. And if all the religions were to focus on that the way they preach, well, wouldn't the world be a better place?
One would hope.
One would think.
But I'm not seeing churches at disastrous events anywhere in the world. I see Red Cross signs and stuff, but I do not see
World
churches.
Kitchen, you
Years
see
ago,
it?
churches got out with the soup kitchens, got out when there was floods or power blackouts or cyclones or major events where towns are flattened. They were there with their trucks and buses in the 50s and 60s, and they had soup going, barbecues going. They fed the people. They put tents up. they done a lot of work to churches. Then the SES come along, or the emergency services, and they sort of said, well, who takes over here? And it seems like the government took over. I don't know whether the churches lost interest in doing it, but now, even now, if they didn't have a government, I don't think the churches would do it, because the money's all in the hands of the, the fascist type leaders. So
Yeah, I don't know
maybe
about mega
churches have
churches.
changed.
Smaller churches still do
Not yes,
wonderful
mega
things.
churches, but here local churches are doing a lot of work. I mean, when I say local churches,
BW, I'm going to put you on
parishioners.
payroll. We're going to play the we're going to play the game. Can John remember to hit the right button? Oh, there it is. Hey, wait! While I'm hitting buttons, I'll throw that one up there to remind y'all. There's our address: Post Office Box 260044 in Corpus Christi, Texas 78426. We'd like mail. John likes going to the post office. That's a trip, so I like
Hey,
seeing
John.
shit. Send me a postcard. Now wait a minute.
Can you hear me, John?
I can hear you.
All right, hang on. Julie wants to say hello. Hang
Oh.
on.
Hello.
Hi, Julie. How are you, darling?
I'm actually really good.
I'm glad to hear that. I am so glad to hear that. You've had a rough road lately.
Yeah, it's been a series of unfortunate events.
Yeah. I'm glad.
So
What'd you see? You sound chipper.
I'm back.
Good.
I'm feeling good.
Good.
Feel like I can go back to my life now. I'm not in danger of infecting anyone.
Really? You're going to go back to your life?
Well,
Can I
I'm
go?
gonna give it
I've seen your life. It looks pretty fun.
my life is not that interesting. You do
Oh, I had a good day today. Today was one of my better days. I got to go talk Navy shit with a squid. So
Oh, maybe
right
awesome.
next door to an aircraft carrier. Well, it couldn't be better. So
We watched football.
you watched what? What for?
Well, we wanted to watch the. What did we watch Wednesday?
Dallas doesn't play until tomorrow night, darling.
The Bills. We wanted to see the Bills win, and yes, we will be cheering for Dallas because
Thank you.
they're playing Tom Brady, and I don't want
Yeah,
him
we're
to
playing
win.
the Bucks. We're playing the Bucks tomorrow.
So he can bite me. I hope Dallas wins.
I hope so too. He can bite me too anyway.
No. He's a no for me. So whoever's playing the Bucks is who I cheer for.
There you go.
And of course, the Steelers didn't make it into the playoffs, so I have to get my joy where I can find it.
Yeah, well,
So-
there's always next year, darling. That's the one thing about football. Travis is having a little bit misunderstanding because he saw, I think Dallas was 12 and, I don't know, 12 and 5, something like that. And we're playing the Bucks, who are 8 and something. And
The Bucks this year. I don't know how they made it to the playoffs. The Bucks sucks this year.
They suck this year. And Travis is saying, well, how come they get to play a 12 and 5 team and they're 8 and something? And I said, well, it's a playoff. Whoever wins advances, and if you lose, you go home. So that's the nature of the game.
The Buccaneers, who
Well,
suck.
Travis calls it all sports ball. It's all sport. It doesn't matter if it's tennis,
all
football,
sports
or whatever it is. It's
That's a
all
valid
sport.
point.
It's
We will
all
never-
sports ball. No,
Somebody wins, somebody loses.
I've suffered for a long time. No, it's time Dallas made it back anyway. My hopes and
Well, I hope they win, and
I hope
think
so.
we have a win coming on.
I hope I get to sit down and watch it, which I'm going to
Well,
attempt to do on a Monday night. Yep, we got no show, so I might try to sit down and do that myself. I deserve
Alrighty.
it, right? Right?
You did.
I do.
Okay.
I'm doing it. That's all there. Anyway, shit. I spent all day yesterday pushing a lawnmower. I did maybe
Alright.
about 3/4 of an acre. And I'm sore as shit, but the yard looks better. So,
John, maybe it's time to have a beer and bud Monday.
beer and bud Monday? Well, if ever there was a chance to do it, tomorrow would be a good chance to do it. You know, I do a lot of T&B. So I slack off a little bit on the B, but not the other B. It's the I replace one B with T, and then I hit Friday. Yeah, that's John. I think I had tea today when we met up. Randy had already had him a beer in front of me when we got there, and they asked me what do I want. I said, well, I want tea. And then they gave me a bunch of shit because A, they didn't have sweet tea. What the hell you mean you don't have sweet tea? You just got tea and I got to put sugar in it? Yeah. Well, that's a disgrace to South Texas if ever there was one. So anyway, I'm sitting there dumping sugar bags into my tea, and Randy's starting looking at me like, how many are you going to put it until it gets freaking sweet? That's when. Anyway, I had a great time. I enjoyed the shit out of it. He's a great guy. He's a character deluxe. You know, he's not short on stories, and neither am I. So Travis got the entertainment. But those two, oh Lord, you should have heard those two talking about guitars. Oh yeah, and riffs, and you know, oh yeah. Randy's going to bring his guitar over and his amp. Him and Travis going to get cranked out there. We might get Joe Garcia over here with his guitar. I'll sit on my cajon. Shit, man, we're going to rock the neighborhood here, baby.
Record it. Please.
Oh yeah, if we do, yeah, we're gonna videotape it. Yeah, if he comes over and we start playing music, we'll put a camera out there and record the whole damn thing. We'll probably go live. Who gives a shit? Do it live. Do it live, damn it. Anyway.
Do it.
Yeah. It was. I had a great day, and politics did nothing with it today. So that was the real joy of it. I got to skip a little bit of it today, and
The spirit of Blue Dots just coming together.
It is. This is the table. We all get to come sit at it. Anybody is welcome to come sit at the table and join the discussion. The discussion goes on in this chat constantly, and I love it. I love it. We could spend a whole... As a matter of fact, Travis said today, after we left, he said, Dad, you know, he knows a lot about YouTubers and influence, all that stuff, all their shows. People would have you could have just put a camera there and a microphone between you and Randy, and just have that as the show, and people would eat that shit up. Because there were some stories passed back and forth that were, well, you know, you live as long as we do, and especially if you're in the Navy, you got some stories to tell. There are stories to be had. Anyway, I had a great day, and it put a smile on my face, and I'm not done yet. I'm going to go back out there and play with my kittens a little bit more and enjoy my evening. I hope you do the best same. Not with the kitten thing or whatever. Just enjoy your evening. And
Pick out which ones you're going to grab?
I got 5 of them. They're running around. Oh, I take them out of that box over there and put them out in the living room. They're all over the freaking place. And there's one they're all black except one that is black and white. Got a little white tip on the tail, little white tips on the ears. And he is the biggest out of all of them. I think Mama favors him. I don't know. He's just
You're talking about the kitties. I'm talking about the ones you need to grab and throw in the crate.
Oh, yes. We're working on
The
that.
feline fixing fun.
Yes. Oh, we have a plan. We have $30 a female.
Well, that's not bad.
No, it's not bad,
Not bad
at
at all.
all. Oh, I told him I have a source of income for you. Yeah. But y'all do remember that the donations y'all make will not hit me until next month on the 21st. That's when the donations come that you make month to month, and they build up and they come on that day.
Progress reports.
So, but I am definitely making plans. Oh, there's a few going to go soon, like within days.
A cat fund, you know, a cat cutting fund kind of a thing, or we can
Feline fixing fun.
We've had some donations because of that.
fund.
And I am going to spend it on that because y'all forced me to. I got too many cats. I got cats coming out the wazoo. And now I'm looking at those last batch of kittens out there going, you're looking mighty big for a kitten nowadays. And it's like, holy shit. If they start getting nailed, this is going to get out
It's
of hand.
dominoes. They just,
know it.
you know.
It ain't like one domino. You push over one domino and 5 dominoes spill out of it. You know, it's, yeah. So I got to get this under control. But that being said, did John enjoy laying on the floor with 5 little kittens running around?
Yeah.
Totally.
And nothing more fun than a pack of kittens.
Yeah, they're just running around. I'm just watching them. And Willie is sitting right there, and He's he's black and white Chihuahua-like dog, and oh, they just love him. You know, he'll lay down and he'll have 3 or 4 kittens right there with him. So they'll come snug. I like that. The dog's good, and the pit bull would, but she's a little rough. So she had to go in the cage while we put the kittens out, because she'd go crazy and try to lick them all. And, you know, so we got to watch that. Anyway, I want to thank Mitch Goldstein for coming in the room. Mitch, Julie, thank you for stopping by and saying hello. I appreciate it so much. Take care of yourself. We love you both, and thanks for coming in. And Keith, brother, thank you for coming in. We appreciate your voice.
Unmute.
I have a donation to the Kitten Fixing Fund.
The Kitten Fixing Fund.
Feline fixing fund.
Fix them kittens, John. Fix the cat fund. Keith, I appreciate every donation we get, and I guarantee you we are going to spend that money on getting cats fixed, because I got no choice in the matter anymore. I love them, but you know why? It's really getting dangerous. Here's where it gets dangerous, is when I walk out that front door of mine and have a dish in my hand. Now, this might be, I don't know, leftovers that I'm going to give to them. It could be something that I'm taking out that I go put in the trash because it smells or something. I don't know. But if I walk out that door with anything in my hand, I've got like 6 kittens and about 10 cats at my, and them kittens, they're jumping up in the air like trying to snatch something out of my hand. No. This is dangerous. This is getting dangerous around here. It's like you want to open the door and just toss it out there. And so, yeah.
Piranha.
It's a cat fight no matter where you go. Anyway, I want to thank you, Keith. Thank you for that donation that just came in. He just came in with another 5 donation and said the Kitten Fixing Fund. Well, there you go. Gonna cut the balls off every one of them. I love every one of them. I don't want them to go anywhere. I want them back. I'm not going to go get rid of them. They're my cats. They were born here, and I'll take care of them. But I just got to stop the population growth. That's all. Anyway, the cat channel. That's what we'll turn this into. There you go. Anyway, Miss Linda, thank you very much, baby, for coming in. Thank you for joining me earlier, too. I appreciate that.
Not a problem. That was fun.
Yeah, it was. It was a nice, good little talk right before we went on the air.
Good night, all.
Good night.
Sweet dreams.
The best ones to have. And Miss Chick,
Yes, John.
thank you again, darling, for coming in.
You're welcome. I want to remind everybody that tomorrow is Martin Luther King Day. In case we forgot.
What did we
It's
forget?
like the 60th anniversary of the March on Washington.
Really? When?
I mean, I don't know the exact date, but
MLK
this is
Day.
the year of the 60th anniversary of the March on Washington.
60th.
I know.
Damn.
I'm feeling really old.
It doesn't
But
make
did
me
you
feel
know?
good. I know, because my kids bring up shit in history that, wow, that was a long time. No, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Actually, I don't remember that because I was just young enough that I didn't remember that live. Let's put it that way.
While we're collecting money for fixing things, T-Rock in the house, Dr. Tad, put a note up there, said, can we take up an extra donation fund to have the Republicans fixed? I mean, it probably wouldn't cost that much, since most of them don't have any balls anyway.
Ooh.
It would be just... I like that. Thank you, T-Rock. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming in and joining the conversation, being a part of this Blue Dot family, the conversation in the chat. Thank you for all the donations. This family grows and
share, follow, and subscribe.
like, share, and subscribe, baby. Right there.
That's
Especially
it.
if you're on YouTube, right down there. Hit the button. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Right down there. See, I see all them influencers there. Right down there. And
Right down there. Right over in that corner.
we will be back here Tuesday to celebrate the Cowboys. I mean, back here for another Blue Dot family meeting. I can dream. It can happen. We could go all the way to the Super Bowl. This could be the year, and don't shake your shoulder like that. Anyway, thank you for coming by and being a part of this. We will be back here Tuesday evening for another Blue Dot family meeting. Ain't no telling what kind of shit we're going to see starting. It's going to be a new week, and we're going to have to start the ball rolling on a lot of shit. So no telling. It could be tomorrow. It could be the next day. but there's going to be shit happening, and we're going to be here to talk about it. Anyway, Don Cheeto, have a great night. Teresa Diggum, thank you for being here. Maria Betancourt, Michael Johnson, Jeanette Miller, thank you all for being here. And
You forgot to mention Aussie Dave.
oh, Ozzy, where'd he go?
He slipped out
He slipped
at some
out.
point.
Anytime we get Aussie Dave in here, we appreciate it. We love hearing from him. Can't wait for the water to go down, and he can be more regular on here like he used to be. We do miss him. A lot of people in this Blue Dot family like Aussie Dave more than me.
Yes, we do.
Yes, you do. You didn't have to say that.
Yes, we do.
Anyway, I love you all, and y'all take care of yourself. Y'all say goodnight to everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody, because I got to do this with the mouse again. We ain't got the problem fixed with
Good
the
night,
button
John
thing.
Boy.
Good night, Mary Ellen. Sweet dreams, baby.
Night, everybody.
Good night,
Night,
Keith.
Keith.